Greetings and Bulavinaka to everyone listening. Before we begin with this presentation, I'd like to start us off with this quote. The quote states, "Technology is nothing. What's more important is that you have faith in people and that they're basically good and smart, and if you give them tools, they'll do wonderful things with them." This was stated by Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple Company. The reason why I wanted to share this is because it reminds us that technology wouldn't be any use if it weren't for those behind it, the intelligent and creative individuals. So this brings us off to the topic of presentation, which is bridging the digital divide in the Pacific. To define what digital divide is, it essentially is a gap. The internet is the global system that links billions of devices of people worldwide, yet gaps still persist. For many different reasons, people experience issues when it comes to doing things online. Digital divide is the unequal access to digital technologies. Think of it as a road where one side is paved and so cars are able to drive smoothly, whereas the other side has potholes, so it is bumpy when riding through it. All throughout the world, including the Pacific region, digital divide is displayed throughout society, economically, and in education. Today, the main factors that contribute to digital divide are 1. Socioeconomic factors. Individuals that come from low-income households and experience poverty and income inequality often don't have the privilege to buy the necessary but expensive technology needed for school and work. And having this financial barrier limits their access to devices, internet connectivity, and even blocks their ability to engage in other learning opportunities that's provided online that would strengthen their personal growth. And so wealthier individuals, they're more likely and it's more easy for them to afford quality devices and internet services, giving them the advantage in this spectrum. Number 2, geographical location factors. When you compare rural and urban areas, you would see that urban areas are more likely to have or slightly better access to high-access internet, modern devices, educational resources, funding, and infrastructure, whereas the rural areas are observed to not integrate technology into their school curriculum as easily. For example, students rely on outdated computers and slower connection to internet. In the Marshall Islands, some schools in the outer islands don't even have any form of technology. Gaps are very much significant in education in the Pacific, which creates issues in student learning, and it stops them from enhancing their learning in this digital world. Number 3, demographic factors. With the current issues that's faced by many, it's further exacerbated with women and people with disabilities. Some countries in the Pacific have strong cultural values, and in some way it sometimes creates a gap which affects women. According to Khan and Ahmed, women and girls are often less likely to own digital devices, have access to the internet, or receive encouragement to pursue digital skills, which can hinder their educational and professional opportunities. Additionally, students with disabilities face unique challenges in accessing digital learning environments. Many digital platforms and tools are not designed with accessibility in mind, making it difficult for students with visual, auditory, or cognitive impairments to engage fully with online education. So, how would we bridge the gap? How do we bridge the gap? Yeah, that's the question. Number 1, we can develop more digital infrastructure, such as broadband services, or in other words, wireless connection to remote regions, rural areas. According to Khan and Ahmed, for this to happen, collaboration between the government and the private sector are needed. Number 2, tech companies such as Apple, they can refurbish and distribute free devices to schools, workplaces, communities, and low-income houses. Also, private companies and NGOs can work together to create digital literacy programs and work towards fundings alongside with local governments. Number 3, adopting policies into national school curriculum, which quote unquote allow digital literacy to be a requirement from early childhood and therefore make digital literacy competencies foundational for all learners. In addition, it would present policy action in regard to this aspect of accessibility, in which official policy can facilitate the provision of inclusive education to all students, including the disabled. So to conclude, a bright, connected future is the way forward. To reduce the factors or cause of digital divide, all stakeholders must commit. So these include communities, educators, business companies, NGOs, local and national government. It will really help in reaching equality among education, enhance students' academic performance, as well as promote employment and contribute to social mobility. Thank you.